Okay, time for a serious question. Gonna get right to the point here. Have you ever felt betrayed by a loved one? Somebody you trust, somebody you truly care about. Now, when I asked you that question, you might have thought about somebody in your past. Might have brought up a defining moment for you, or maybe something that you're currently dealing with now, a situation, I don't know. But I do know that I've talked to a lot of people that have dealt with that particular issue, even inside the church. I know people who don't go to church today because they were betrayed by Christians. Okay? So I want to talk about something that stuck out to me this week as I'm studying the life of Moses. Now, here we have this guy who is a righteous man. He's a friend of God. He's hearing God at a different level. God talks about that in the book of Numbers, where other prophets are hearing and they're getting visions, but no, it was different for Moses. He had a deeper level of righteousness and friendship with God. And he had a biological brother that I want to talk about. His name was Aaron. If you know the story, it's crazy, but something stuck out to me that's never stuck out to me before. In Numbers 12, verses 1 through 3, I don't have my Bible in front of me, just shooting from the hip and in memory, I hope I'm right. But Moses, it says twice in the Bible, it emphasized the word. It didn't say that Moses got married, remarried, married a woman. It said an Ethiopian woman. Now, jumping back to his brother Aaron, he was his boy, man. He did everything. They did everything together, right? So Aaron was second in command. He was in charge of tens of thousands of Israelites this whole entire journey of Moses leading the people from enslavement from the Egyptians. He was the guy who held up his hand literally when Moses was tired and losing his strength. That was a symbolism for Aaron in his life, that he was his strength, he was his rock. But guess what happened? Aaron came into agreement with his wife Miriam. Now, Miriam and Aaron didn't like the situation of Moses marrying this Ethiopian woman. So with that became two things. It was betrayal mixed with racism. I don't know any other way to look at it. Well, I've never thought of the story like that. It just popped out to me. I'm like, man, can you imagine? So I had to stop and ask myself this question. Have I betrayed people? Have I wronged them? I need to check myself for that. And maybe you're not out betraying people, but maybe you feel betrayed. Well, the book of James says that bitterness leads to anger, and anger leads to death. So my question for you is, if you feel betrayed, what are you doing with it? How are you releasing that? How are you letting go? And that only comes through the love and the grace of God. So release that. That's my challenge for the day, is to think about who's betrayed you and are you betraying others? It can happen to any of us. And so make sure that forgiveness is a big part of your walk. Deal with that, let it go, ask that person for forgiveness, or go to that person and say, hey, this is how I feel wronged. There's an old book out there called Feelings Buried Alive Never Die. That's a powerful title. So you got to get rid of that stuff. You got to get it released. So, first and second greatest commandment of the Bible, we all know it. Love God and love others. I hope I can be more loving each day, and I hope you can do the same. But I do know one thing. I love you. Be blessed.